Hello. It is YouTube therapy time, I guess. I'm trying not to be too bothered by my lips. Um, I don't know. This is making me feel very self-conscious. I don't really know what this is. Yeah. It's not even like proper eczema. I think it's just, I don't even know, skin irritation. Anyway, that's not the topic of this. I do you ever do you ever get excited about the chance to, or the opportunity to do something differently, because you're like, oh, this is an opportunity for me to break a pattern. And then you start out, and then you set an action, you do an action that is something that you think is different from what you would usually do, and maybe it is, but it very quickly spirals, and then you're just right back in your pattern. So and I am in that situation, and I think I'm having a hard time having compassion for myself right now. Okay, I'm gonna try and what am I feeling? Okay, right now I'm feeling cold, so maybe I'm just gonna get a jacket, like a hoodie or something. Wait a second. Okay. Now I'm not sure if I'm feeling thirsty, but I feel like I should be drinking some water, and I should be having some food. So perhaps I'm just going to take you along with me to go kind of try and meet my most basic biological needs before I try and dive more into all the other feelings that I'm having. So the light situation is gonna change, but we can deal with that. All right. So, and while I'm taking care of that, I can just ramble a bit. So I just had 2 very intense days, and honestly, I don't know. Ew, that's gross. I don't know why or who I thought I was, that today was a good time to challenge myself in this, because I am clearly not in my most resourced state. That I Not in the most resourced state, but I could be. All right, food. I don't actually know if I want this. So, I just had 2 full days of work, which, like, I rarely do. Like, it was like 9 hours yesterday and 7 hours today. We had, I never know how to say this in English, but like at my workplace, like we have like once a year, we have some sort of continued ed / team building / whatever. So that was this weekend, and we talked a lot about conflict and like, yeah, kind of like difficult situations at work, and kind of how we deal with that in our team, what that does to us as a team, and how we can maybe, this is gonna make an annoying sound just for a second. Okay. Yeah. So it wasn't, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if you, like, I don't know if there is such a thing as like lighthearted stuff. Whatever. It was, for the most part, really interesting, or at least helpful, and yeah, like, or I don't know, one of the two, maybe sometimes both. But towards the end of today's, none of this has anything to do with the reason why I turned on the camera, by the way, so you're welcome. But I guess this is all part of it, right? Like, I turned on this camera because I noticed myself being very resistant to this realization in my head that, okay, I need to, like, I'm having some feelings, or there are some feelings that I'm not addressing. There are some feelings that I'm actively like running away from right now, and that I don't want to deal with. And I was thinking about how, like, I know the thing that would help me to actually feel better would be to go and get my journal and start kind of journaling about what it is that I'm feeling. But just there was no way that I was gonna do that. I feel like I felt much more. I needed a different type of processing. Just journaling. It was, yeah, I don't know. It was too hard. It was too, I don't know. I feel like I was too, you know what it is? I'm an external processor. Or that's like what I have been for most of my life. Journaling is actually a skill that I only really acquired very recently, like in the last couple of years. And it makes sense that when I'm already kind of like under-resourced, like, and then there's another thing that happens on top of it, like when I'm already under-resourced and there's like, I'm already I'm already running away from those emotions, from like that came up kind of towards the end of work, of the session today, and then I engaged in some other foolery, maybe perhaps even connected to running away from the other feelings. actually there's just too much going on. So yeah, I'm, instead of being mad at myself for like not being able to access the skill of journaling, I turn on the camera, because that is another skill that I can access, like and that is one that is easier accessible for me. That was more accessible to me in that moment, and still is. And part of this is that it just takes as long as it takes. And sometimes we realize that actually what we need is maybe some food. So that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Okay. I'm noticing myself getting sad, because I think I just let go a little bit of the anger towards myself, and the frustration, and kind of the just the negative self-talk, it's your fault, you should have known better. It's already working. Damn good medicine, my friends. I think I've... God damn it. Okay. I'm not gonna try and rush this. So what's something that I've already done? I took a shower. That was helpful. I'm drinking water now. I did put on a sweater because I was cold. And it's my favorite. It's my favorite hoodie. It's just, it's my favorite. In case you're wondering, it says miljarden, which is billions, I guess, in English. And it's the name of my favorite band, who have decided to just end their existence as a band together after 10 years. And I can't believe it. That is a thing that I have not grieved yet. So many things, so fucking many things to grieve. Where to put all this grief? If I don't make space for all the grief, then the thing that I'm doing is I'm telling myself that I'm too much or not enough. That's what's happening. Okay, I think we need like maybe another half a minute. I'm actually not super excited about that food. I would much rather just have sweets. I've been really, I don't know, that's another thing. I've not been I've not been on my best, not even behavior, but like, because I don't fucking care. Food is food. I get to eat whatever the fuck I want, but like, I've not been on my best internal dialogue, monologue, whatever behavior when it comes to like self-talk about like body and food and movement and stuff, which is okay because I'm a human person and I literally preach to people that, or like I literally just, I think the second to last video that I posted was about like me talking about my eating disorder, and about how like even though I sort of consider myself recovered, or like it never, like I don't consider myself to be in an active having an active eating disorder right now, like at least compared to what I do know. But I've talked about how like it never really does leave you. It always sticks with you to some degree, or at least hasn't left yet. Anyway, food. So food and just, okay, I'm just gonna, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do soothing things. Oh my god, I just noticed I have some yogurt thingy. Oh. Yogurt sauce thingy. Can add to this. Okay. And even some chickpeas. Let's add some chickpeas. Okay. This is way too much food. I'm gonna add some feta as well. I just told you that it was way too much food, but like whatever. Okay. I was just about to say something along the lines of riveting stuff here, but the entire fucking point of this, literally the entire point of me filming this, is feeling better, and is like me coming back into my body and soothing myself, and yeah, being present again. And I'm saying all of these things to avoid the word regulate because I'm not whatever. So it really couldn't matter less how riveting any of this is. The point is for me to get myself feeling better. The point is not whatever else. What, I don't know. I don't even know what the alternative points would be. Hello, there's my doggo. We have a dog. Alrighty. And now the challenge for me is to find a place to sit and eat. Oh my god, this does smell nice. Oh my god, the falafels. Oh. Falafels, I feel like in English there's no, or maybe in general, I feel like falafel doesn't really do plural, or like at least it just is. Whatever. Okay. We have food, we have water. can feel like some pressure, like in my forehead. I can feel my forehead. And I'm also obviously kind of something going on with my shoulders and neck. I don't know why I'm surprised that, or like, I don't even know if I am surprised, but like, I guess, I guess a part of it has to be a surprise, or at least that okay. I'm just gonna stick with the word surprise. I don't know why I'm surprised, or shouldn't be surprised. It is to be expected for me to feel this way, to feel so dysregulated, to feel out of it, to not feel centered. That's the word. To not feel centered, to not feel rooted, to not feel grounded and present and aligned or taken care of or safe. Considering that not only has this week been, and especially the last 2 days, but also like, I don't know, the entire week, honestly, but like, okay, I just spent 2 days at work with a bunch of people talking about difficult stuff, kind of nonstop, and like it's not like it was like horrible the entire time, but it was still like very taxing. And I had a job interview on Wednesday, and that whole thing has been wrecking my nervous system. And like, I'm not even gonna get into the stressful aspects of like them emailing me and about like me coming in to meet the team and their email landing in my spam folder and me only seeing the email last night, and then it kind of being like, it was like so stressful. So on top of all of that, guess who did not do their morning yoga this morning? Guess who did not do a single fucking minute of yoga today? I mean, like, I don't know. Or like, I just didn't spend a lot of time being present in my body today. I just didn't make a lot of no meditation, no meditating, not really any journaling. The only journaling that I did was taking some notes and writing out like a message to someone, which is kind of the plot, the point, the reason why I started this video. But here we are. Like I thought that or that's what I was kind of having feelings about, like I thought that by writing this message to this person, I was doing something different because I was standing up for what I wanted, it because I just like communicated, like I asked this person for a date, essentially, not really calling it a date, like a non, yeah, whatever. Even though I knew that it was maybe gonna stress them out, but I don't know. Basically, I thought I was doing something different, which like I was already kind of questioning, because like it's not like I never ask people like But, and then I started spiraling. And now I'm here. But yeah, all that being said, I should not be surprised that I am under-resourced and overwhelmed and dysregulated. Like, it's kind of like, okay, I'm not a machine, right? But like, if we're already talking about regulating and dysregulating, if you don't, like, if you don't put gas in your car, if you don't change the oil, if you don't do all of the things that keep your car healthy, working, and running, and then the car breaks down, it's kind of unfair to be mad at the car, right? So if I'm not doing the things that I know my system, my body, my spirit, this me needs to be okay, to work properly, to do its thing, and to not start attacking itself, then I, like, yeah, you know, should not be surprised. The problem is me, but also I am the solution, so it's like not very helpful to be mad at me. You know? I don't know if I'm making any sense, but like, I mean, I guess if you're like talking about yourself as kind of like a car that you need to keep running, the conversation's kind of like obviously gonna be somewhat self-referential and like loopy. Okay, so maybe I don't act, maybe the, okay, maybe everything is fine. Have you considered that perhaps everything is actually fine? And that the problem is not that I made a mistake, but the problem is rather that I didn't do all of the things that my body needs in order to be able to cope with life, which includes me making mistakes or me doing things that will, or me taking actions that lead to outcomes that have me feel feelings. And if I have not been doing my job at reassuring my body, my system, that it's actually okay to feel feelings, that it's safe to feel my feelings, that it's safe for me to feel overwhelmed, to feel disappointed, to feel sad, to yada yada yada. Because like if I've not been doing my job at making space for that and reassuring myself that that's okay, then of course this system is gonna start attacking itself. Of course. And the other thing is that sometimes, regardless of whether, and it also doesn't, and like me being mad at myself, like we're not trying to find like someone to blame here, because truly, did I choose to have like these 2 days of work in a row? Did I choose for this email to land in my spam folder? Did I choose to run into this person yesterday, like last night, who I had some feelings about a couple of months ago, but honestly had completely kind of forgotten about their existence? Like they were just like not on my radar anymore. Did I choose to, like, I didn't choose any of this. I didn't choose a life in which I need to spend so much of my existence doing wage labor, even though honestly I feel like my time, my talents, my efforts, whatever, a lot of it might be better used elsewhere if I didn't have to worry about money. I didn't choose any of that. So trying to find someone to blame really is fruitless, not interesting. You might also call it bullshit. So how about I have some damn self-compassion, huh? How did I choose? Okay, I can also can I could instead of instead of trying to attack myself for all of the ways in which I did something wrong or should have known better, blah blah blah, in order to break a pattern, what if this here right now is actually me breaking the pattern? Because I cannot, like, because breaking the pattern is not about me not having any feelings. Breaking the pattern is not about not caring. It is about being okay with the fact that I care, and that sometimes when you care about things, you get disappointed. And that you are that you care about things, and that you have hope for things, or that you want things, or kind of acknowledge your feelings and desire towards something, even though you might not it might not end up working out, even though you might end up getting disappointed. That you try things knowing that you'll very, very likely, because that's the thing, me doing something different is not about me being chill. I can try, but or I don't know. I don't know if that's actually something I can try. I mean, if it had been about me being chill, then I would have not messaged that person, because that would have, like, yeah, I don't know. You have no idea what I mean, you don't know exactly what I'm talking about, but if you're still listening, chances are you know very, very well what I'm talking about. God damn it. God damn it. And it's okay. It's all fine. I can be disappointed. I can be sad. And I can also just, I can have, what if I, hold on. What if I had compassion for the fact that there are some things right now that there is no good solution for. That, yes, there might have been things that I could have done differently that would have helped me to not feel as overwhelmed right now. But first of all, I didn't, and I think that if I could have, I would have. And it doesn't matter if I could have, because I didn't. And I'm here now, and it's okay. And I lost my train of thought. And the other thing is that, like, there are some of the things I don't know, like I couldn't have. And what if, and some things in life just there are no solutions for. Sometimes also, like, nothing horrible happened. Everything is actually fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm safe. Alaya, you are safe. You're not in danger. You didn't do anything that doesn't align with your values. You didn't do anything that destroyed your existence. You didn't destroy any relationships. You didn't I don't know, hurt anyone just to get what you need or want. And also, you're a person. There's so much that you don't know. There's so much that is not in your control. And you need to believe that you're trying your best. Because you were. And that the motivations that you had, I think you had good intentions. Even though the outcome might have not been what you wanted, but your intentions were there. The intention was not to try and convince this person of your worth. That was not the motivation for you to do it. Like, your motivation was because you wanted to do something different, to challenge yourself, to do something different, and to and do something that might disappoint you. And that's exactly what happened. The thing is just that you did that at a very, like, you did a thing that was gonna disappoint you, and when it disappointed you, it was a prize, and you didn't have the resources because you did it in a very bad moment. But also, that's the moments, I guess, that you do these things. And also, how bad was the moment really if everything is fine, actually? Actually, everything is fine. If I didn't want to, I would never have to talk to this person again that I texted. I mean, like, we ran into each other for the first time in March, and we ran into each other, like, and after that, we never ran into each other, and we ran into each other yesterday, and I could have easily made it so that she wouldn't have seen me. So, honestly, who the fuck cares? I mean, I care, apparently I do, but it's all actually fine. And what if I just had compassion for the fact that this week has been a lot, that especially the last 24 hours, 36 hours have been a lot. Too much, one might even say. And what if I showed myself some compassion for that? What if that meant that I could take a break and just do what's good for me? That would then put me in the situation where I have to figure out what it actually means for me to rest in a way that isn't dissociating. I don't know. I mean, I guess maybe that's a little bit okay sometimes. Or maybe that's okay some of the time. Maybe I have very high expectations for myself. Possibly. Okay. You are trying your best, and you're doing it. You're doing the things that you're wanting to do. They don't always feel good in the moment. You know that. You know that. You know that the most important things often don't feel good in the moment. And what you're doing right now is you're meeting yourself with compassion. You're rewiring. You're giving yourself the opportunity to build new neural pathways by responding to yourself with compassion, with curiosity, with understanding, with love, with acceptance. When things are hard. With care, with time. And I wouldn't be able to do this right now if I hadn't put myself in a situation where I broke. And I guess the situations in which I break, or the ones that are most easily recognizable for me, have to do with romantic relationships somehow. Not always, but like they're the most. That's the easiest story for me to latch onto. So I conjured up this story so that I could now meet myself in the overwhelm that is about mostly not that. But also, the story doesn't really matter that much because it's just a story. Okay. I feel like I said a couple of things that made sense, some things not so much. But most importantly, I had some food, I had some water, I showed myself some compassion, I did something different. Instead of spiraling and continuing to beat myself up for not being perfect, for having feelings, and for being overwhelmed. How dare I? Okay. I will now indulge in something that makes me feel good. Because I deserve it. Because you do. Because you deserve to enjoy yourself and you deserve to rest in the ways that you manage to do without harming others and yourself. Mwah. I love you. I'll see you soon.